Two people, same job, same paycheck, the same $200 a month set aside. One of them invests that money for 10 years, then stops, and never adds another dollar again. The other waits, then invests for 30 years straight, 3 times as long. When they both turn 65, the one who invested for only 10 years has nearly double what the other one has, with a third of the money. So let's draw it. Almost everything you hear about investing is about how much you earn, how much you can spare. But the quiet lever, the one almost nobody pulls on purpose, is when. Time does something to money that effort alone cannot. And the only way to really see it is to draw it. One note before we start. We are going to assume the money grows about 10% a year. That is the long-run average of the US stock market before inflation. We will use the same rate for both people, so it is a fair fight. Here is our first investor. Call her the early starter. At 25, she starts putting in $200 a month. She does this for 10 years, until she is 35. That is $24,000 of her own money. Total. Then she stops. Life gets expensive, and she never adds another dollar. But she leaves the money alone. And here is the part people miss. Even with nothing new going in, the money she already has keeps earning on itself. The growth starts earning its own growth. By 65, that $24,000 has quietly become about $813,000. Now the second investor, the late starter. He does not begin at 25. He waits until 35, the exact year she stops. And then he is disciplined. He invests $200 a month, every single month, for 30 years straight, all the way to 65. That is $72,000 of his own money, 3 times what she put in. When he turns 65, he has about $452,000. So step back and look at the whole thing. She put in $24,000 and stopped after 10 years. He put in $72,000 and kept going for 30. He invested 3 times as much money for 3 times as long, and he still finished with far less. Look at the 2 bars at the bottom. Hers is tiny. His is 3 times bigger. Now look at where the lines end. Hers is nearly double his. Less money, put in for less time, ended up almost twice as high. The difference is not effort. It is her 10-year head start, compounding quietly in the background before he ever began. And if you want to know why those early years matter so much, forget the monthly plans for a second and just follow $1. A dollar invested at 25 has 40 years to grow. At 10%, it becomes about $54. That same dollar, invested at 35, only has 30 years. It becomes about $20. Wait until 45, and it becomes about $7. Same dollar. Same market. The only thing that changed is how long it got to sit there. That is the whole engine. A dollar is not worth a dollar. It is worth whatever time you give it. Which raises the obvious question. What if she had never stopped? Same, $200 a month, but she just keeps going. 25, all the way to 65. $96,000 of her own money. She would end up with about $1,265,000. And here is the detail that stopped me. The gap between never stopping and stopping at 35 is about $452,000. That is the exact amount the late starter ended up with after 30 years of paying in. Her 10 skipped years were worth his entire investing life. One more thing, because these smooth curves lie a little. The market does not hand you 10% a year. It hands you a great year, then a terrible one, then a flat one, and only averages out to something like 10% if you stay in it for decades. The real curve is jagged. The reason the picture still works is that the people in it did not sell when it got ugly. Time only compounds if you let it. That is why the boring advice, start now, start small, was never really about the small amount. It is about buying time you can never buy back. Every year you wait is a year. Your money does not get to grow on itself. And those early years are the ones that do the heaviest lifting. There is an old line that fits this picture exactly. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. If seeing money drawn out like this makes it finally click, subscribe.